Hey, listen, I need you to really pay attention because I'm about to drop something most men would rather ignore. But if you don't hear this, you're going to keep walking into the same trap over and over. You think she's sweet, charming, caring, maybe even the one. But here's the ugly truth. Sometimes that sweetness is a mask. Sometimes she's not interested in you at all. She's interested in what you can do for her. And the scary part? She doesn't even have to sound mean or manipulative. Nope, she'll make you feel like the luckiest guy in the world, all while slowly taking advantage of your time, your energy, maybe even your heart. I know. You're probably thinking, that's harsh. But let me tell you, I've seen it happen too many times. And it's not just about money or favors, it's about attention, validation, and emotional energy. And here's the kicker. The lies she tells, they don't sound like lies. They sound sweet. They sound caring. They make you feel special. And that's exactly why men fall for them again and again. Now, don't get me wrong. Not every woman is like this. And I'm not saying all relationships are scams. But if you're honest with yourself, you know that sometimes the charm you see isn't the person. It's the act. It's a pattern. And once you know the signs, you'll stop giving yourself away for free and start protecting your time, energy, and heart like the valuable things they are. So in this video, I'm going to break it down for you. We're talking about the 9 sweetest lies a woman might tell you when she's using you. You'll learn how to spot them, how to react, and how to save yourself from falling into a cycle of disappointment and frustration. No sugarcoating, no guessing, just straight talk, the kind that makes most guys uncomfortable. But trust me, it's the stuff you need to hear if you want to protect yourself. By the end of this, you'll know the difference between genuine interest and sweet deception. And once you do, you'll never let anyone take advantage of your kindness again. Absolutely. Here's a 600-word section for Section 1, the I only want you lie. Following your instructions, casual, conversational, engaging, easy to understand, with a strong hook, and following HeyGen-style video guidelines.
1. The I only want you lie. All right, lean in for a second because I need you to hear this like it's coming straight from a friend sitting next to you. You know that feeling when a woman tells you, you're the only one for me, or I don't even notice other guys, I only see you. That rush you get, the validation, the pride, that's exactly the hook. And here's the kicker. It can be a lie. A very smooth, very convincing lie. Most men hear that and immediately let their guard down. It feels good, right? It's flattering. It strokes your ego. But the truth is, when someone is using you, statements like this are often a strategy to secure your attention and your time. She wants you emotionally invested before you realize that her actions don't line up with her words. Let me break it down for you in a way you can spot it early. First, look at consistency. Does she say she only wants you, but she's constantly texting or liking posts of other guys? Does she just happen to run into other men but minimizes it when you ask? Those are warning signs that the words don't match reality. Words are cheap, actions cost energy, and when she's using you, she's very selective about where she spends hers. Second, pay attention to urgency and attention-seeking. When she tells you she only wants you, does she immediately follow it with subtle guilt trips or hints that you need to prove your loyalty? That's manipulation dressed as affection. The goal isn't intimacy, it's control. She's testing how much you'll give before questioning her story.
Another thing men overlook is the over-the-top compliments. You're perfect, no one compares to you. I can't imagine life without you. Sounds amazing, right? But here's the thing. If it feels too intense too soon, that intensity can be a mask. Genuine interest grows naturally over time. Sweet lies, on the other hand, are designed to fast-track your emotional investment. And here's the controversial part most guys hate to admit. Sometimes she might genuinely like you, but the only you act is partly self-serving. It could be about security, attention, or validation. And that's why this lie is so dangerous. It blends truth with deception. You end up thinking you're building a real connection, while she's quietly keeping her options open and testing how far she can push you. So, what's the takeaway? Don't ignore your instincts. Watch her actions more than her words. If you notice inconsistency, over-the-top declarations, or behavior that seems designed to make you constantly prove yourself, step back. Protect your energy. Don't confuse charm with commitment. The "I only want you" line might sound sweet, but it's often a trap disguised as a compliment. Understanding this first lie sets the tone for spotting the other 8. Once you see how easily a man can be seduced by words alone, you start questioning every sweet talk that doesn't come with genuine proof. That awareness is your shield, and it's the first step in making sure you're never used for someone else's benefit again.
2. The "I don't care about money" lie. All right, I need you to picture this. She looks at you with those sparkling eyes, smiles sweetly, and says, "I don't care about money. I just want to be with you." Sounds perfect, right? Like a dream. You might even lean back, feeling like you've hit the jackpot. But here's the reality most guys refuse to see. That statement can be one of the most dangerous lies you'll ever hear. See, when a woman is using you, she knows exactly how to package her intentions. She knows men want to feel appreciated for who they are, not just for what they can provide. So she disguises her expectations with charm. "I don't care about money" isn't always about rejecting materialism. It's often about lowering your defenses while subtly setting the stage for her to get exactly what she wants. Here's the first clue. Patterns over promises. She might insist she's not interested in money, but watch how she reacts when things cost something. Dinner, gifts, concert tickets, or even favors that take time or energy. If she's suddenly hinting, reminding, or encouraging you to spend, that's a red flag. Actions always speak louder than words, and a sweet lie often comes with hidden motives. Next, watch for emotional manipulation tied to generosity. She might say, "I just want to spend time with you," while subtly making you feel guilty for not giving more. That guilt is her tool. It keeps you bending over backwards while making you think you're the one being generous. And here's the controversial truth. Many men fall for this because they equate giving with love. But love isn't measured by how much you provide, it's measured by how mutual the effort feels. Another thing to notice is selective honesty. She'll happily say she doesn't care about money in casual conversation, but when it comes to big expenses, she suddenly needs this or that. She frames it as necessity or as harmless requests, but it's a pattern. That pattern is what separates genuine affection from subtle exploitation.
Now here's the part most guys ignore. This lie doesn't have to be fully conscious. Sometimes it's instinctive. A woman who thrives on attention, validation, or material support may unconsciously test how much she can get from you while keeping up a charming act. That's why it's so tricky. Sweet lies feel real, even when the intent isn't. So what's the takeaway? Stop being blinded by words alone. Watch the behavior behind the words. If there's a repeated expectation for you to provide, whether it's gifts, favors, or time, you need to recognize it for what it is. Sweet words don't equal genuine love. Protect your energy and understand that someone who truly doesn't care about money will never make you feel like you have to prove yourself through spending or doing more than is fair. Recognizing this lie early is crucial. Once you can see through the charm, you'll start noticing the subtle ways people try to use your generosity. You'll learn to spot manipulation without letting it ruin your confidence, and more importantly, you'll start keeping your attention, time, and resources for those who genuinely value you, not just what you can provide.
3. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. Sit down for a second and really feel this. You know that rush when someone tells you, "You're the best thing that's ever happened to me." That warm, almost overwhelming feeling of being seen, appreciated, and special. It hits deep, doesn't it? That line makes you feel like you're on top of the world, like nothing else matters, and for a moment, you're the center of someone's universe. Here's the catch. That feeling is exactly why it's one of the most dangerous lies. It's intoxicating. It's flattering. It makes you let your guard down without even realizing it. You start imagining a future, investing your thoughts, your energy, your emotions, all because of words that sound so real. You relate to it because deep down, everyone wants to feel irreplaceable. And here's something every man can relate to. It feels validating. It feels like your efforts, your time, your attention, all of it, is finally being recognized. That's why men are drawn to it. You want to believe that someone sees you as extraordinary, But when this line is used manipulatively, it's less about recognition and more about control. It's a way to fast-track emotional investment. You know that mix of pride and excitement you feel when someone calls you the best? That's exactly the emotional hook. It makes you feel needed, wanted, and admired. But if it isn't matched by consistent, genuine actions, that feeling can become dangerous. You can't always tell at first, because it feels good. And good feelings are hard to question. Relate to this. There's a difference between feeling special because of shared experiences and feeling special because someone wants to make you dependent on their approval. One nourishes your confidence. The other slowly chips away at your clarity. One lifts you up. The other keeps you emotionally invested without giving back what you truly deserve. And here's the part most men ignore. Even subtle patterns matter. How often do these words come up? How often are you hearing praise versus seeing meaningful effort? That gut instinct you get when something feels off. That's your emotional radar telling you to pay attention. Ignoring it is easy because the words are sweet, relatable, and affirming. They make you feel seen, appreciated, and loved. But they don't always mean what you think they mean. The takeaway here is simple. Learn to separate feelings from reality. Feeling valued and being valued are not always the same thing. The best thing that ever happened line is designed to make you feel irreplaceable, but real connection shows itself through respect, consistency, and reciprocity. Not just flattering words. Once you start noticing that difference, you'll understand the subtle ways people can use charm to get what they want. You'll protect your heart, your time, and your energy, all while still appreciating genuine connections. And that awareness is what keeps you from being used, even when it feels amazing to hear. 4. The I love spending time with you. Lie all right, I need you to be honest with yourself for a moment. How often have you heard someone say, I love spending time with you, and immediately felt like you'd hit the jackpot? That warmth, that feeling of being prioritized, it's powerful. It makes you think that your presence truly matters. But here's the reality most men don't want to face. Sometimes, it doesn't. Now, I'm going to be real with you, and this might sting a little, but pay attention. Men often fall into the trap of believing words alone. You hear her say she loves your company, and you take it at face value. You cancel plans, rearrange your schedule, and give more than you normally would, thinking that she genuinely wants to be there with you. That's the moment you start giving away your energy for free, and that's exactly when this lie becomes dangerous. Here's what you need to understand. When someone is using you, the I love spending time with you line isn't always about connection, it's about control. It's a way to make you available, attentive, and emotionally invested without ever fully reciprocating. She wants your time, your energy, and your focus, but she may not be giving hers in the same way. And the scary part? Men rarely notice until they're drained and emotionally exhausted. Think about the subtle signs you might have ignored. Does she disappear for hours or days and then act like nothing happened? Does she make plans but cancel or shift them repeatedly? Does she seem genuinely present with you, or is her attention only partial, distracted, or strategic? That gap between words and actions is where the truth hides.
And here's the criticism you need to hear, man. Sometimes you allow this. You excuse it. You convince yourself that she's just busy, that it's okay, that she really cares. But this is your life, your time, your energy we're talking about. Don't give it away blindly because the words feel good. Sweet talk without follow-through is manipulation in disguise, and the only person who suffers is you. Here's the wake-up advice. Start observing. Pay attention to patterns, not promises. Real connection doesn't require constant reassurance through words alone. It shows itself in consistent, genuine presence. She doesn't need to tell you she loves being with you. You feel it in her actions, in how she makes time, in how she prioritizes you naturally. So the lesson here is simple but powerful. Stop letting charm fool you. Stop assuming that sweet declarations equal real connection. Protect your time and your emotional energy. If you notice the gap between words and reality, step back, evaluate, and recognize the difference between being truly valued and being used. Once you wake up to that, you'll start investing in people who actually deserve your time, not just those who are good at saying the right things.
5. The I'm different from other women. Lie, listen closely, because this one hits a little differently. You've probably heard it before. I'm not like other women, or I'm different, I promise. That line feels special, doesn't it? It makes you think you found someone unique, someone who won't play games, someone who won't hurt you, someone who truly sees you for who you are. And for a moment, you relax. You start believing that the rules you've learned from past experiences don't apply here. Here's the truth most men don't see: saying, "I'm different," doesn't automatically make it true. Words like this are designed to make you trust her without questioning her intentions. They appeal to your desire to feel chosen, valued, and understood. They make you think that this connection is one of a kind, which can blind you to patterns that should set off alarms. Men relate to this because we all want to believe in something exceptional. We want to feel like we've found the one who is genuinely rare, who won't hurt us or take advantage. That's human. But the danger is when we let that belief override our instincts. Sweet talk can disguise motives. Charm can hide patterns. And before you realize it, you're giving more than you should, hoping that her words match her actions. The subtle truth is this: being different isn't proven through statements. It's proven through consistent behavior, respect, and mutual care. When someone truly values you, their actions naturally reflect it. They don't need to convince you with words. They show it through how they treat you, how they prioritize your feelings, and how reliable and genuine they are in every interaction. And here's the wake-up call. Man, too often we want to believe we've found someone unique so badly that we ignore the red flags. We overlook inconsistencies, excuses, or subtle manipulations because the idea of her being different feels comforting. But comfort doesn't equal truth. Being exceptional is about alignment between words, actions, and respect, not clever phrasing or flattery. So, the lesson is simple: start observing beyond what she says. Notice the patterns, the consistency, the effort she puts in. Recognize the difference between words designed to charm you and actions that genuinely reflect care and respect. Stop giving away your time, energy, and emotional investment just because someone tells you they're unique. Protect yourself by letting reality, not words, guide your judgment. When you wake up to this, you start to see people as they truly are. You stop falling for sweet lies disguised as promises, and you begin investing in relationships where trust, respect, and authenticity are real, not just carefully spoken words. That awareness is what separates men who are used from men who are truly valued. All right, let's cut straight to the point. Here's the controversial truth most men will never admit, even to themselves. Being used isn't always about her. It's also about your willingness to let it happen. I know that might sting, but hear me out. We talk about sweet lies, manipulation, charm, and deception, but if you keep ignoring patterns, making excuses, or hoping that words match actions, you're part of the problem too. That doesn't make you weak. It makes you human, and that's exactly why awareness matters. Think about it. Every "I only want you," every "I don't care about money," every "you're the best thing that ever happened to me." These lines are powerful because they tap into desires we all have: to feel special, to be needed, to be validated. But the moment you stop critically observing, stop paying attention to consistency, and let emotions override instincts, you open the door to being used. And that's a hard pill to swallow, but it's true. Here's the thing: this video isn't about blaming anyone, it's about empowering you. It's about helping you spot the patterns, recognize the sweet lies, and protect your energy, your time, and your heart. And I want to connect with you personally on this. I know every man watching has a story. Maybe you've been burned. Maybe you've ignored red flags, or maybe you've recognized them just in time. Whatever your experience is, I want to hear it. Drop your story in the comments. Let me know the lies you've encountered, the moments you almost let charm blind you, and how you realize the truth. I read every comment, and I make it a point to reach out, to connect, and to have that conversation with you directly. Because this isn't just a video, it's a dialogue. It's about creating awareness and making sure you're never used again without learning from it. So here's the final takeaway. Words can feel sweet and charm can feel real, but actions always tell the truth. Pay attention to patterns, question what feels too perfect, and protect yourself. The controversial reality is that if you keep ignoring the signs, you're inviting the same pain over and over. Don't let that happen. Start seeing, start noticing, and start investing in people who truly deserve your attention. And while you do that, share your journey with me. I want to learn from you as much as you learn from me.